Marissa with Little House Living. This week on the blog I am talking about what we're doing for our homeschool year this year, and so I thought it'd be kind of fun just to actually show it to you and go through our little cabinet. We are a couple weeks into this year, and we're using some of the same stuff that we did last year and some new things for us this year. So let me just start by saying that we've been homeschooling for about 4 years now. I officially homeschool my 2 oldest boys, and my littlest is kind of doing some preschool this year. And I apologize for all the flies in here. It's fall. So anyway, so this is going to be what I'm using for the boys and not what we're using for preschool. I kind of have started off with some things for that this year and they're not working, so I have to try something else. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you what we're doing for school this year. So our main thing is that I use Sunlight, and I started using Sunlight last year. I was resistant to it for a long time, and I really wanted to try and put together my own school for the kids, because each of the kids that we have has different developmental delays or needs or things like that. So I thought that it would be better if I just put together my own thing and didn't try to rely on anything. But after trying that for the first 2 years, I realized that we just need a really good schedule, and that was the key for me. With Sunlight, we have a very laid out plan per day, and then there's some things I use with Sunlight and some things that I don't. So I guess we are still kind of putting together our own plan for it, but anyway, it just is what works for us. So we use Sunlight for our history and Bible and reading, and then part of the science as well. So what you can see back here, this is all of our reading books that we'll do this year, and I think a couple of these are reading books, but most of them are read alouds. My kids are still young, so we still do a lot of read alouds. I've really been happy with the read alouds that we've had from Sunlight. So this year we've started off reading Charlotte's Web though, and it should be interesting to see how that goes. So anyway, regardless of that, it's still a good book, just a little dramatic for us. But so these are the books that we're going to read this year. We are doing Core B, and that's because Core B, I guess you could go off of grade levels with Sunlight, so Core B would sort of be 2nd grade, but otherwise I prefer to go off the ages. We don't really do grades, and Core B is for ages 7 through 9, and I have a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old, so it works perfect for us. So like I said, we're not using the whole spectrum of Sunlight, just the Bible, history, and reading, and a little bit of the science portion. So so we're putting our own thing with it. So what we use for math is the Horizons book. I am not a textbook or like a worksheet type of person, but my kids like these. They are full color and they're easy to understand, and I found them to be a little bit advanced for what they are. So like right now the boys are going through book 1, or they're almost done with book 1 actually, so they'll be moving into book 2. So I guess it's pretty close to their grade level, but in book 1 we're learning like fractions and lots of graphing, and I don't know, things that I wouldn't expect a typical 1st grader to know. So I feel like they're a little bit advanced, but it's okay. You know, the cool thing with homeschooling is that you do what you need to do and you work through what you need to work through. So this is what works for us right now, and this is the level that we're at right now. And so that's what we're using for math. I'm not using anything else. I do have a couple manipulatives to go along with the Horizons math. I don't use the teacher's manual because it's grade 1, or book 1. It's just really not that difficult, so I don't feel like I need it. We do use, let's see if I can find it. Sunlight puts out these Math-tacular DVDs. They don't necessarily go along with any specific math curriculum, but they have a list on the inside, nice little paper on the inside, and it's got different topics for the different things on this video. And so what I do during the week is I go through and look at what we're going to be learning in the Horizons book, and then find a corresponding video clip that goes along with the Mathtacular. And so my kids watch that first so they understand the new concept a little bit better, and then they do their math, and they like this because they think it's funny. So whatever works, but they're enjoying that right now. So that's what we're doing for math. And then for language arts, we actually use All About Reading, and we're on level 2. I have one child with a reading disability and another one that is a little bit advanced. So actually being on the same level right now works for us. It may change in the future, but this has worked really well for my child with the reading disability. So we're going to keep going with that. It's kind of expensive, but I have seen them used, so you can definitely get them that way, and then just buy the student worksheets brand new. But yeah, this has worked good for us. We used it last year. Actually, I think it took us longer than a year to go through the first book. We don't do a lesson a day. We probably do about half a lesson a day. So we move through it pretty slow, but I want to make sure that the kids understand all the concepts that are in there. So that's what we're doing for that. And then also for language arts, we use Explode the Code. And it's kind of cool because the level that we're at actually seems to correspond with what we're learning in All About Reading right now. So this is just kind of, it's kind of spelling, and then it's kind of grammar and kind of phonics all rolled into one. Again, it's kind of another worksheet, which I'm not super thrilled about, but it helps cement some of those harder to understand ideas in the kids' heads. So like this last week we learned about adding the silent E on at the end of letters, and just kind of going over it every single day in the way that they have in here has helped the kids figure that out. So we use that along with our reading. And then I also do handwriting without tears, and I will say that there are tears. I have boys that are my oldest, and they hate handwriting. So yeah, I haven't found a way to make that better yet. We did Draw Right Now last year, which I thought they would enjoy a little bit more because they would get to draw and then write something that went along with it, and they hated that too. So we just went back to handwriting without tears this year, and it's okay. I would definitely look for a different curriculum for this in the future, but we had already started these at the end of last year, and they actually go into cursive after this, and I'm wondering if that's going to be easier for the kids. So I kind of want to wait it out and see how that goes first before I switch to something else. So that is our main language arts. Yeah, let's see. I'm actually gonna grab my planner here and see what else we do. So Sunlight has its own planner that this big, huge, massive binder that you go off of for the days. And let's see. So I take a couple weeks at a time and I put them into a smaller binder because I'm not going to lug out the massive binder every day. But it's really nice because they have it just all laid out for you, which is great. Exactly, what pages that you're going to read each day in which book. And then in the parent notes, they've got a lot of questions to ask the students and stuff. So we enjoy that, but for the things that I'm putting together, like math and language, I just have my own planner for that because I don't want to write in my Sunlight thing. I just don't want to mess it up for future kids and wonder why on earth I took those type of notes. So anyway, I just bought a basic teacher planner off of Amazon. This one was like $10 or cheaper than that. And so I have the kids' names at the top of the planner, and then the different things we do. We actually only do school for 4 days a week. With Sunlight, you can choose a 4-day or a 5-day curriculum. We like the 4-day because that gives us the extra day to either go to town or if we want to have an extra long day getting together with our friends, or if we have a field trip or something, it allows time for that. So so we do the 4-day, and then I write out everything on here of what I need the kids to do each day. Right now, they're not self-directed because they're so young, but eventually I'll do this for as they get older and they can do their own, just go off their planner themselves. So yeah, in here I have the different language arts things that we do, the math. We are doing a Bible study right now from Not Consumed. We've only gotten about a week and a half into it, so I don't know if I can give a fair evaluation of it yet, but so far I found it really easy for the kids to understand, which has been really nice. And I like that there is a good solid Bible reading that goes along with each day's lesson that kind of helps them understand, oh, somebody else already went through this. This is helping me to get this concept better. So far we like it, but I've got to get a little bit further into it before I make that judgment. The only other thing that we were going to do that I have on here is I bought these life skills books from, is it Thinking Tree. So these are cool, and I like the stuff that they have in them. I feel like they're maybe a little bit too advanced for my kids right now. We do a lot of life skills type of stuff anyway. The kids help me cook. We like to try to do a lot of recipes along with our school. Like this year we're studying ancient history, so I actually bought some different ancient history cookbooks that we're going to be using, and I would show them to you, but they got back ordered and so they're not here yet. But so we like to do the extra stuff that helps promote those life skills, and obviously the kids have different chores that they do each day as well. But yeah, so I thought that this book would be helpful, and I think it will in the future, but we're just not quite at the point yet for the kids to be learning how to meal plan, or I don't know, they're just not interested in learning how to talk on the phone. So there's good things in here, and I've bought some other journals from this company that I've enjoyed, but I think that we'll probably end up saving this for next year because it's just not quite where we're at. So I mentioned in the beginning that we're using part of the science from Sunlight, and then I decided to go with something else. So what Sunlight does, at least for these early years, and they actually may have changed it, I have the copyright, I think, from 2020 for both of my Sunlight binders. So I think they have new science as of this year. But in previous years, what they've done is that they have 3 days a week that all kind of goes together and talks about a specific topic, and then there's questions that you ask, there's some worksheets that they do, which has been great. And then the 4th day of the week, it goes into an experiment, which they have a video that you can follow, and then you can buy the experiment kits from them. And I found those topics to be completely unrelated to the rest of the week, and so even though my kids really like doing the experiments and watching the videos, it just didn't flow very well. So we kept doing it all of last year. I bought the science kit, I bought the experiment, like all the videos and stuff, but I decided for this year we weren't going to do that. So this year the kids are learning about animals, astronomy, and physics. And so for the first 3 days at the beginning of the year, so far we're learning about animals. And so we have a book, we have an animal poetry book that we're going through, and then we have a different animal book where we're learning all kinds of things about animals. And then, so the last day of the week is supposed to be about different physics things, and it's just like I said, it's really unrelated. Like the first week we were learning all about animals and where they live and how they eat and stuff like that, and then on Friday it was supposed to be about magnets. So like I said, just really not related. So what I did though, I wanted the kids to still learn those physics concepts and stuff. So I got this, I don't even know if I can get it out here. Oh boy. It's too far. I ended up buying this physics workshop, and my boys love doing Legos and Connects and anything like that. So this I found on Amazon actually, and it has 36 different projects in it, and there's 36 weeks of school. So I thought that that was perfect. It includes almost everything you need to do and build all of these projects. So far we've just needed to add a couple extras like a piece of paper or a potato for the first week. So really easy basic things to add in. And so we're going through each of the building projects on the last day of the week, and the kids get to build some cool contraption. And then it actually has a book inside here, and it talks about whatever the concept is behind this particular thing that they're building. So I thought this would be way more hands-on for the kids, and something that they would grasp the concept from better. I guess the only critique I would have of it so far is that some of it seems a little bit above the kids' heads right now, but they really enjoy putting together the different machines. So we're just going to keep going with it because I want them to enjoy school, and even if they don't grasp every concept fully, I'm sure it's something that we're going to cover later again. That's kind of the thing with Sunlight. They cover things in the beginning, and then we cover the concepts more in depth later. So like we're learning about world history right now, and we'll do it again in another couple of years. So anyway, that is what I'm doing for science. Partly the Sunlight and then partly this experiment kit. The other reason I liked getting this experiment kit is that it has all the stuff in it, and I think I paid $40 for it, and I want to say the experiment kit on Sunlight alone was $50, plus the videos, plus the book to go along with it. It was pretty expensive, and all that stuff can't be reused, so this can be reused year after year, which will be pretty cool when we have our youngest move up to this grade. So that's what I'm using for school this year. I probably have some other stuff that I've missed and forgot to tell you about, but that's kind of the basics of it. And I will put everything together in a blog post so that you can have links and see all of this stuff that we're using in case it might be a fit for you. I know that there's a lot of new homeschoolers out there in the last couple of years, and I hope that you're enjoying it. And not only is it enjoyable for your kids and they're starting to enjoy learning a little bit more perhaps, but you enjoy teaching them too. I know that the first couple of years I was trying to put together my own homeschool plan and try to figure out what the kids need and be really stressed out about it. It just didn't work very well, and then I realized that not only does our curriculum have to fit their needs, but it has to fit my needs as well as the teacher, and I want to be able to enjoy teaching them these things so they enjoy learning just that much more. So anyway, that is what we're using for school this year, and if you have any questions, just be sure and let me know either in the comments of my blog post or in the comments underneath this video. I'll talk to you guys next time.